right. Gonna give it a couple seconds here. Let anybody hop in and join. So, purpose of this video is we're just going to be doing kind of a state of the Second Amendment. That's kind of the theme to it. But at the end of the day, this is kind of like a Q&A. But let's see what's going on. Look up some last minute news here, getting ready. For anyone who's joining, I see there's several guys already. So whoever's here, if you guys don't mind, just let me know. Video and the audio, hopefully it's acceptable or good to go. And let's see. Still looking at some different items of business here. All right. So we got a couple things that are projected. There's two videos that I want to put out sometime this week. So one of them is going to be building an AR-15 lower. Last week I filmed it, went ahead, started doing some post-production, and then I realized that the audio for like 80% of the video just for some reason did not import, and there's no way. I've tried different things, there's no way for me to recover it. So pretty much gonna have to, I'm just gonna buy another lower and buy the same parts kits and everything, and then just do it again. This time making sure the camera, the audio, everything is good to go. So that's what I'm gonna do. There's another one that I've been kind of piecing together, which is, it's going to be called the fighting rifle, or what it's going to be a video about. I have my AK pattern, modernized AK, if you will, kind of built up to be a fighting rifle. And then I have an AR-15, my primary go-to carbine. So you're going to see from an AK platform to an AR-15 platform, what are we going to be looking for in terms of having a valuable, competent, quality fighting rifle? What features are going to be on this gun? What things are we going to care about in terms of what needs to be on it, the sling, the quality of the builds, kind of the setup on each kind of gun. So that's a video I've been wanting to do for a while. And honestly, that video has kind of been spurred from, the last 6 months, especially, including the last 2 months, especially, where people, it's a really tough situation. Not everyone is a millionaire. I'm certainly not. Money's a little tight for a lot of people right now, but they're still wanting to build or buy or acquire a competent, quality rifle or carbine of some kind that they could possibly use for definitely home defense, standard recreation, maybe doing some training courses, putting that gun through some high mileage wear or some high mileage use. What things on this rifle are we going to want to have? What things are we going to want to avoid? What kind of setup or configuration are we going to want to have on this thing in order to get things done? And probably the big theme of that video is going to be quality, definitely from the parts going onto the gun to the sling to the optic of whatever it is to the weapon light. Everything is going to be under a lot of scrutiny in terms of, is this quality stuff, and is it something I could rely upon if this thing is getting rained on, it's getting banged around, it's getting dropped, it's getting dragged. So these are going to be things that I'm going to discuss in that video. That one I'm looking forward to. Another video that's tentatively something I'd love to do or be in the works would be building like a fake wall, maybe a couple iterations of it, doing some home defense guns of taking different guns, different barrel lengths, different calibers, different loads out there to actually test it and see what we're looking at penetrating through, water jugs, or if I can get it some kind of ballistic gelatin, and then, what does the over penetration concerns look like in terms of blasting through drywall, insulation, wiring, studs, all that. So that's going to be a video that's more on the long-term end. Another video that's in the works is going to be home defense guns, and really talking about, a home defense rifle, a home defense pistol, and a home defense shotgun. Some of you guys may have all of those things. Some of you guys may only have one of those things. What are the features, or what are the things we're looking for in terms of using these guns in a home defense role? What kind of features or things are we looking for those guns to have? What would be the downsides or the advantages to the shotgun, to the pistol, to the rifle? And then kind of also having like a side category, something that's really become a very common, or at least more widespread thing these days, is the pistol caliber carbine slash, moving on from that, the kind of the sub gun, a pistol caliber, shorter barreled, what would otherwise be a submachine gun, something like an MP5 or a CZ Scorpion or something like that, but with the common use of AR or other pistol braces. The fact that you could do like a CZ Scorpion in 9mm with a side folding brace, and now that becomes a really viable home defense option for those who might be a little recoil sensitive and things like that. It's kind of a shame too, because like at work, one of the full autos we have that people can shoot is the H&K MP7, and that gun's been out for about 2 decades now. And you're just looking at a gun like that has very minimal recoil, pretty lightweight, pretty handy. It's very easy to control, especially when customers are shooting it on full auto, which is most of the time. But a gun like that would be super valuable for home defense for a lot of people, or personal defense. So I guess that kind of bleeds into another thing about, if the 1934 NFA did not exist, what would the gun market look like today? If the 1934 NFA and all the other follow-on stuff that stopped, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, full autos, if none of that existed, I guess the question for me is like, what would really be the common home defense option, or what would be popular? What would the consumer market be looking for? Also, what other guns would exist that we simply just don't have, that just don't exist? One area that the gun manufacturers, a lot of them largely have never really done any serious research or development in, are open bolt guns. Unless you're a dedicated military arms manufacturer, like maybe Fabrique Nationale, FN, or someone like Sig Sauer, who's got enough funding to do it, and they've of course got all the proper licensing as well to really put some research and development into full autos. Maybe you're a Knight's Armament, and you have that ability to put all that research and development into some kind of full auto, or anything that they're going to market to, the military or law enforcement or overseas allied nation military contracts. Most gun manufacturers, that's just technologically speaking, that's one realm of firearms design or types of firearms that doesn't really have a lot of, the ball hasn't really been moved that far down the field on that specific thing when it comes to open bolts or full autos or things like that. So I guess it would be interesting to kind of, see what would the gun market, the current offerings on the market now, what would it look like in an alternative universe if the 1934 NFA wasn't a thing and all the follow-on stuff didn't happen. All of that leading back to the MP7, where something like that, I think, might potentially that would have been the ideal preferred home defense kind of gun. Something lightweight, small with a stock, shorter barrels, of course, suppressed, or at least the gun would be shorter. Maybe 3 round burst or full auto on something like an MP5, MP7. Something kind of like that. Maybe that would be the standard or the norm compared to kind of what we have today, where there's a lot of shotguns, there's a lot of rifles, and there's definitely a lot of pistols. But traditionally, you haven't seen a submachine gun kind of thing, or a pistol caliber carbine kind of thing, or something like a B&T APC 9 or a CZ Scorpion with both of those with a side folding brace. You historically haven't really seen that, and I think by and large a lot of that is also due to the laws of the gun manufacturers, and then before pistol braces kind of showed up. So I guess it's one of those what if kind of things. But yeah, let's see. I'm gonna have to. Looks like I'm gonna have to go. I'm trying to do this today because I might be taking a buddy shift on Wednesday, so I wanted to get something in there. But I'm gonna be back in a little bit. You'll see it scheduled. I also suspect a lot of people are at work or busy, so I'm gonna be back. So just watch out for that. But for those of you guys who joined, thanks for the thumbs up. I am going to be back probably about an hour, but just stay tuned. So I think we're going to do this when more people show up. And then I've got some stuff getting back to the actual name of this thing, the state of the Second Amendment. We're going to be talking about that tonight. So thank you guys for being here. Stay tuned. About an hour from now, we're going to regroup. And when we got more people involved, more people are out off work, more people are available, we're going to be hitting this up tonight. So I will see you guys then. Thanks for being here, but I'll see you again tonight.